It's time for the Fantasy Football Guys.
That's us.
Get ready to call. It's the Saturday Q&A show. Here they are, Lyle Conkeal and Kevin Moore, the Fantasy Football Guys.
Yeah, baby. That's right. We're the Fantasy Football Guys. Kevin?
Hello, Lyle.
And we are live on our YouTube channels. That's youtube.com/theFFGuys, the Fantasy Football Guys. Whatever it is, dude. Find it.
Whatever.
Search. We're taking calls today, of course, at 650-733-8334. I should probably actually know what our YouTube address is. That would be optimal.
YouTube.com/theFFGuys. It still works.
Yeah.
I did change it to something else, like the Fantasy Football Guys.
I don't think that works,
Football
though.
Guys. I don't know.
We should probably investigate that and actually give somebody a real idea.
I mean, you can just search for us. You'll find us. Plus, I mean, just look at the Twitter. I tweet the link out every single time we go live.
That's right. So you have to follow us on Twitter to get the link, or we could just
say it.
But
if we said it, then people would be already listening to it.
Well, so they can listen to the show as a podcast and then come in next week.
It's also listed on our website, every single page.
That's true, it is. That would be the fantasyfootballguys.com.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're listening to this at Stitcher or iTunes podcast app, whatever. Feel free to drop into the iTunes podcast app and give us a review, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I like those.
You know, we like nice reviews, but if you think we suck, you can tell us that, too. Just, be real about it. Don't say something stupid like, he said don't start this guy. Well, you know what? This is all opinion.
Oh, dude, I got corrected on Twitter the other day for saying irregardless.
That's beautiful.
Did I tell you that?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, it's so good. He's like, it's regardless. Irregardless is not a word.
Actually, it is. It's in the dictionary.
I know it is. I corrected that as well. Mm-hmm. But it's just funny because we say it so much.
We say it because we know it's not a word.
So
that's the point.
Our most recent review was by Jay Forkland High. It's a 2-star.
Okay.
For mostly anecdotal. It's narrative driven. We don't do anything innovative. Okay. Thank you, dude.
Nobody does. This is fantasy football. What are we supposed to do?
It's fine.
We could do innovative. We could talk about Canadian football.
That's innovative.
That would be innovative. Nobody's doing that as far as I know.
And name another group of people that came up with the magic formula, pal.
Yeah, talk about that.
But no, that's fine. I appreciate the...
get the feedback.
Maybe we'll do something innovative.
Yeah.
We do have the speculate, hypothesize, and infer total team yield tool coming.
That would be the shitty tool coming next year.
Coming next year.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Hey, this fantasy football season has been nothing but pulled hammies, concussion protocols, and, of course, the injured reserve list.
Right, and if you're like Kevin, your sleeper picks are still sleeping.
That's right. Well, it's not too late to save your season and win huge cash prizes at DraftKings.com.
Playing at DraftKings means no season-long commitments.
Never again will injuries have you combing the waiver wire at 4 o'clock in the morning with a wild beard like Lyle has.
Right, every week is a brand new season at DraftKings.
Just pick your contest, draft your team, and follow the action live.
That's right. You can try those 50-50 contests where the top half of all entries win cash.
So even if your current fantasy team is dying a slow, painful death, you can still win huge cash at DraftKings.
Don't wait. Start your new season today at DraftKings.com.
Use promo code GUYS, that's GUYS, and play free with your first deposit.
That's code GUYS to play free for your share of over $1 million in total prizes this weekend.
Only at DraftKings.com. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Right.
For them deets.
Them deets.
Them deets.
Pretty sure that was over like the moment it started.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's fun to say. Yeah. Jerick McKinnon did not practice Friday, which means Matt Asiata's value kind of doesn't go through the roof, but it raises.
A little bit.
It increases a bit.
Right.
Which is always good, I suppose. Austin Safarian-Jenkins, if you've got him on your roster, listed as doubtful for this coming week. Good news for Bears fans, I guess. Jay Cutler set to make a Week 8 start.
I read a story that he was actually going to get benched anyway. Now, I mean, obviously it's not true, but... Or maybe it was.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some scuttlebutt.
Well, Brian Hoyer did come in and play well. Even though they didn't win ball games, he was better.
I just read that the entire coaching staff was pretty much tired of him.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe he's a decent guy, but he comes off as kind of a Deutsche bag,
Yeah, but you don't know him. He might be the greatest guy in the world.
He might be. Yeah. I don't know. Eddie Royal missed Friday's practice. More Bears unfortunateness.
And even more.
Yeah, exactly. Cameron Meredith limited in Friday's practice. And guess what? Jeremy Langford limited in practice Friday, which is actually a good thing for him because last week he was completely out.
Right.
So even though he's limited,
it's upgrade.
Good thing for him, bad thing for Cameron Meredith. So, roster those guys accordingly. Jamal Charles ruled out for Week 8. Thanks, Jamal. second-round pick. Bastard.
Killing me.
C.J. Anderson is on injured reserve. Devontae Booker is the man now, apparently, in Denver. And, my buddy Bibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Capri Bibbs will be your backup.
Yeah.
He's worth it. If you haven't picked him up yet, run to your waiver wire.
I tried to get him in the Dynasty League when the information came out.
Yeah.
And somebody had already picked him up.
Yeah, I got him in our money league.
Main money league?
Yeah.
I didn't have room.
Well, I didn't even I had to drop somebody I didn't want to drop. But anyway, Martellus Bennett missed practice Friday. Marquise Goodwin out for Sunday. Concussion protocol for him, which is a shame because he's been one of those lightning in a bottle dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Dion Lewis practiced for a second straight day. Not sure that he's going to be in this week, but look for
maybe next week
down the road.
Yeah.
Robert Woods is a game time decision. Fantasy football players' favorite words: game time decision.
Always fun.
So, I'm not real sure what his story is going to be. Game time decisions, I like to just sit because even if they play, they're going to be, somewhat limited, not necessarily.
Sometimes it depends
full
on
go.
It depends on the team, though.
Yeah,
a game time decision on the Patriots. If the dude suits up, you play him. Game time decision for some other team.
Well, if you play him if he's Gronk or Brady,
right? If he's good,
right?
Yeah.
If it's Danny Amendola, you just pass. Tevin Coleman out for Week 8, as we know. We kind of knew this already. Devontae Freeman's going to receive the increased workload. Teron Ward sprinkled in perhaps as a change of pace back. Of course, this makes Freeman a mid-range RB1. Even he was probably that anyway. LaShawn McCoy doubtful for Week 8, so I guess Gillislee will draw the start.
That's a bummer.
I guess. Let's see. Josh McCown back for the Browns. That's actually pretty good news for Duke Johnson.
Yep.
It's good news for
pretty much everybody
that they have a quarterback who doesn't suck.
Certainly Barnage, Pryor, maybe even Crowell as well. But Crowell was good anyway. I mean, he was average.
He was doing right, yeah. But he had to deal with the 8 in the box problem more often than he probably will now.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Not that McCown's the second coming of Brady, but he's much better option than they've had since.
Oh, yeah.
He went out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Matt Jones ruled out for Week 8. A lot of people are thinking that Chris Thompson's going to get the start. Not so necessarily. Rob Kelly expected to get the start. And Chris Thompson is probably going to stay in his change of pace
I don't
role.
think it matters that much who gets the start. I think Chris Thompson's still the guy I would play. I don't know that I trust Rob Kelly at this point.
Frankly, I don't trust either of them.
Well, it's true.
I mean, Matt Jones has been a spot play for me anyway. Mm-hmm. So just because he's out and two other guys are in, don't make them automatic starts for me.
Doesn't. It doesn't.
I'm not sure I would rush to play either of those fellas. Nothing against them, just don't dig them.
Right.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, but Matt Forte, with his knee, not practicing, but is on track for Sunday.
He's going to play, yeah. He's just sitting out.
DeMarco Murray left Thursday's game with a foot, but came back and has some success. So we'll see how that works.
Right.
Okay, well, I have to see what's going on with the phones. We have 3 callers on the line.
Oh, nice.
Now, young James Boyd producer is not here today. He's playing baseball this morning. So we just have to guess.
Kevin's on the P's and Q's.
Yeah, well, the something. Can make sure this is down.
It's going to go ahead and be 1s and 2s, but it rhymes a little bit.
P's and Q's,
it's
1s
funny.
and 2s.
Yeah,
I don't know for sure that this is Rich, but let's give it a shot. Let's talk to Florida. Hey, what's going on? Hello?
This is Tampa Pete.
Oh, hey, Tampa Pete.
Hello?
What's
up,
going on?
buddy?
Hey.
This is Lyle's grandmother's Riverview neighbor.
Ah, what's up, buddy? They actually moved to South Carolina, so they don't live there anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I can't use that anymore.
No, but that's cool though. Yeah, Riverview. I spent a lot of time in Riverview.
Yes. But before we talk about anything, I would just want to say a big thanks to Lyle in light of recent news that's happening in the world. So years ago, I had a draft going in, and Lyle was hyping up this one particular player who I had never heard of. And during the draft, I got so itchy about picking him up because Lyle was so into him that I picked him up in the second round. And I just got ate up for that pick. And I just remember people saying, you could have got Pierre Thomas there. That player, Arian Foster. So
right.
I always that's Lyle.
Well, hey, you're welcome. Not working out so well for you now, but because he's retired. But he was damn good back in the day. Yeah.
that was a championship, so that's all I care about.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's great. Every once in a while, I get one right, Kevin.
I remember back in the day, I picked up Eric Dickerson in the first round of a draft, and whatever.
Shut up, Kevin. Sometimes he's trying to give me props, man.
I know I can't have that.
Yeah, I'm giving him props.
Kevin doesn't allow that.
Yeah, that's not good for anybody.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome, pal. I got one right for you.
Thanks.
The old blind squirrel finding a nut.
So I have a dilemma. I'm trying to pick a flex, and I'm choosing in between either Jordy Nelson, the running back for the Broncos,
Booker? Okay.
and Terrell Pryor.
Ooh.
And it's it's a tough one for me.
It's a tough one for everyone. It's actually really gross because I think all of them are excellent starts.
Yeah.
What's your record in this league?
I'm 5-2.
5-2. Man, you can totally handle a loss. I'd shoot for the ceiling here. I would start Devontae Booker.
Okay.
I don't think that's a stretch. I think playing Devontae Booker this week is a pretty good go against.
It is a good go against San Diego.
Yeah.
But I like Jordy Nelson against Atlanta, and I like Terrell Pryor anytime he's on the field.
Yeah.
But I think those two guys have ceilings. Nelson because he's just not the same player that he was, and Terrell Pryor because he plays for the Browns, and who knows what the hell's
he's had
happen.
some injury issues.
He's had some injury issues, but I think Booker now with pretty much the sole role as running back on that team playing against the San Diego Superchargers. I would roll the dice, I think, and rock him. San Diego is 26th against fantasy running backs, giving up 21 points a game. I love the matchup.
All 21 of those should be Devontae's.
Well, Capri Bibbs might come in for a few.
For some, yeah.
But they really don't have many other running backs to speak of. I think it's Bibbs and like a fullback.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd roll Booker, man.
Love to see them pick up Carlos Williams
Okay.
if he's still out there.
He's not. He's on somebody's practice
squad.
yeah.
Well, you can sign somebody to the roster off of somebody's practice squad.
I forget who.
So you good, man? You good, Pete?
Well, so I'm starting Cobb, and so do you think that I should switch out Cobb for Nelson? Because Nelson's killing me.
He's killing me too, but I got him for a 16th rounder. So, I mean, the thing about Randall Cobb is he can totally disappear. But at this point, if you're asking me if it's Cobb or Nelson, I'd start Cobb.
Yeah, because Nelson has completely disappeared for the most part.
So, and it's a good matchup against Atlanta.
Okay.
So, I think I would start Cobb over Nelson.
Yep.
Okay. It is done.
It is done.
All
Okay.
right, buddy.
Well, thanks, guys, for your help. And I appreciate all the advice.
You're welcome, bud.
brother.
Going back 10 years or however long you've been doing it.
Wow, yeah.
All right, thanks, buddy. Take care.
See you, Pete.
All right. See you guys.
Look at that.
Yeah, giving you some props.
I got one right, Kevin.
One right in 12 years. Well done, sir. Let's go to Cali, go to the Oakland area, the 925. Hello, what's going on? What's your name?
Gentlemen, hey, this is Steve out in Northern California.
Hey,
Steve,
what's up, buddy?
how are you?
How you doing? Hey, I got to thank you guys first off for all the media advice you guys provide over the years here, right? All the mediocre advice.
We do what we can.
The barely passable advice is what we're dishing out.
The non-innovative advice.
Yeah, it's not innovative. It's but we do it regularly, so we suck all the time instead of just once a week.
It's
now,
a consistent level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, and I got to say one thing though. Definitely is that beginning of the season was definitely not expecting much out of the Eagles, but I think you guys shipped the trash over to the Niners because Chip Kelly has just kind of gutted that team. I'm not sure what the heck's going on with the Niners, but I would not play anybody on the Niners at this point.
I mean, if Carlos Hyde ever comes back healthy, sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I agree. I mean, the dude gutted my team. I hate him. I loathe him. He traded away all my favorite players or just didn't even bother to sign them.
Right. I hate him for another reason because, Lurie and Roseman wanted him so bad they didn't hire Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
They didn't even interview Bruce Arians.
That's crazy talk.
I wanted that dude to coach my team so bad.
Yeah. But, stuff happens. At least they didn't stick with him and, keep going down this horrible, miserable path with his ridiculous offense that keeps the defense super tired. I applaud the Eagles for saying, okay, we messed up. Let's go back to what was working.
Right.
And they don't look bad. Conceivably, they could be undefeated right now.
Well,
they could. They lost by 1 point to the Lions, and they lost to the Redskins because Brian Matthews fumbled. I mean,
well, they
also had 130 plus yards penalties in both of those games.
They would have punted the ball.
If they would have played a little bit better, they could have won both of those games. They would have made a few key mistakes. So I think that
most games turn on a couple plays.
If last year they would have been 4-2, right? I'd have been super psyched.
Yeah.
They weren't. They were bad. They just beat the best team in football, arguably.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like what they're doing. They're moving in the right direction, and I can't wait for Chip Kelly to go back to college or come coach Dallas. That'd be fine.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. That Eagles defense.
Yeah.
Gosh, that looks for real.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing.
I mean,
so we're getting way off topic here and talking Eagles, but. That's the thing with Chip Kelly's offense. Like, we couldn't tell how good that defense was because they're always on the field. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're super tired.
They basically had to play an extra game last year.
And this weekend, like, if you really want to watch a battle, right, this weekend is the best offensive line in football against the best defensive line in football. It's going to be awesome.
Arguably the best defense.
Arguably, sure.
Yeah, the best front seven.
Currently right now.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Currently right now as opposed to currently yesterday?
Currently right this moment.
Right, okay, I got you.
As opposed to currently before
Perfect.
that.
Beautiful. Well said, sir.
Thank you. Anyway, how can we help you?
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I had kind of the same question about Jordy. He's kind of killing me. I'm wondering, would you play Michael Crabtree over
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Abso-frickin-lutely.
Yeah, I would do a backflip and punch my mouse button to click the add him.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
frankly.
It's an old poker term.
Right.
Yeah. Super fast
Crabtree's
snooker.
been very consistent for the Raiders. I mean, I got to say, he's almost like the number one receiver there.
Excuse me, sir.
He's not just like the number one receiver.
Me.
He is the number one
consistent?
receiver.
The guy's got 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games. That's a little bit better than consistent for me.
Yeah.
He's pretty awesome. I mean,
as a
he's
Raider
only
fan, we'll take anything, right?
Look, man, that team's moving in the right direction. I mean, I think Seth Roberts is a good wide receiver there. They have a good offense. They got Tavis Murray back. Carr seems to be a pretty good quarterback. I like the way that they're moving, man.
Defense is playing better. You know what? I don't know if you know this or not, man, but the Raiders are my side piece.
Yeah, they are.
No, I listen to you guys. I've heard it. I've heard you say Raiders are your girlfriend. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't quite get it done against Kansas City, which is Lyle's girlfriend.
Won me some dough.
Bastards. All right, so.
That's Kansas City coming off the bye, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
and Andy
that's a well-prepared team coming off the bye.
Andy Reid has always been really, really good off the bye. I think he only has like 1 loss in his career.
2 losses.
Is it 2?
But still.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was that it?
Yeah.
You got anything else for us, bro?
Hey, one other one. I got to pick 2 running backs out of this. Would you guys? I have Miller, I have the Quiz Show, and I have Booker. And it's like, God, who do you sit from those guys?
Well, I'm going to play Booker.
So you're?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I almost think you have to.
I'm kind of thinking of sitting Miller.
I don't think I would.
That's a tough. I mean, I love what Quiz is doing. But basically he's getting what he's getting because they're handing the ball 30 times. If they cut that down to 20, I'm not sure that he gets that 100 yards. So, and I don't think Miller really is sittable now unless you have a clearly better option, and I don't think that option is Quiz at this point.
No, I would play Booker and Miller.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right, gents. Well, appreciate the advice. Have a great one.
You as well, buddy.
You have a fabulous one as well.
You are quite welcome.
We'll talk soon.
Go Eagles.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Take it easy.
Yeah, see it. All right, that's cool. Let's see what else we got here. I like having this area code thing up here so I can tell where people are calling from.
Yeah, but you just said Oakland, and that dude was from the Northern California area.
Dude, trust me, he was from Oakland.
All right.
This guy,
He
this
may have just had
person,
an Oakland phone.
maybe, I don't know, man, but it was Northern California. Right. This person, area code 937, is from Ohio, possibly the Dayton area. Hey, what's going on? Hello?
Hey, what's going on? I'm in Dayton, Ohio, actually.
Hey, how about that?
I called a couple weeks ago. I'm the Steelers fan who lives in Ohio. And you Eagles gave my Steelers a royal ass kicking a couple weeks ago. I'm still kind of pissed about that.
Sorry about that, buddy.
No, I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. It happens, dude.
Yeah, it does. I had a couple of DFS questions for you. First of all, quarterback would you start? Aaron Rodgers, Jameis Winston, or the Beard? Because they're all playing really bad defenses.
Well, see, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is not playing up to his price, quite frankly. This week, I think they're going to retool their offense because Eddie Lacy is no longer there, and they really don't have a beast of a running back to hand the ball to. So I think we're going to see more Aaron Rodgers, less running game. But still, I want to make sure that works well. In week one of that scenario. So I think Aaron Rodgers is going to cost you more than the points you're going to get out of him. I would probably roll Jameis Winston.
If you're going to roll the dice, I mean, Rodgers is the clear pick. What's the price gap that you're playing there between those two?
I think Aaron Rodgers is the second highest behind Tom Brady, and Winston is probably 5 or 6 below him, and then the Beard is 5 or 6 below him.
Right.
So,
the problem with the Beard is
Aaron Rodgers too.
I think the Beard's too big of a risk because he can just friggin' implode,
as we've seen.
So Winston, we've seen when he plays bad defenses, sometimes he throws 4 touchdowns. So if I was going to roll the dice on somebody, it would be Jameis Winston. Take the extra cash and go pick up somebody else. I probably wouldn't play Rodgers as I generally try to avoid the people at the top of the tier. They're just too expensive. They're overpriced.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with Kevin, and I would roll Jameis Winston here in a daily format.
Okay, yeah, that's who I was leaning towards. And also, which one of the Tampa Bay running backs would you pick? Jaquiz Rodgers or the is it Peyton Barber? Is that his name?
Yeah. Really
Jaquiz got 156 yards last week.
Yeah.
No touchdowns, which kind of sucks.
Right. I really like Peyton Barber, but if you're asking me which one I would play, it would be Jaquiz Rodgers.
Yeah, I think Barber's going to get his 10 to 13 carries like he did last week. I think he had 12. And the touchdown was nice, but it was a pretty long touchdown, and he just found himself in empty space and just kind of trotted in. They count, but it's not like you can count on that happening all the time. Quiz is obviously the guy getting the bulk of the carries. You kind of have to roll with him, I think.
Yeah, he's had 30 and then 26 carries respectively. The past 2 games, cracked 100 in both of them. That's the guy I'm playing.
Yeah, you have to, I think. Unless if he goes down, then obviously the other guy is the guy, but you can't count on that either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Right, yeah, I just saw that last week. I think Tampa Bay was out there too, and they handed the ball like 2 or 3 times to him, and he couldn't get in. So I didn't know if they were going to go with, maybe Peyton Barber to get in.
Yeah, he may get the goal line carries, but I think just for overall game strategy there, I think it's still got to be Jaquiz. That's what I think.
All right, thanks for the advice.
You got it, brother. Go Eagles.
All right, have a good one.
See you, man.
Later, buddy.
That's what we call salt in the wound, baby. Salt in the wound. We're going upstate a little bit, just like northeast of where we were just talking to that dude. We're going to go to Columbus, Ohio, and speak with this person. What's your name?
Hey, guys, it's Mojo.
Mojo. What's up, buddy?
You texted me a minute ago.
I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here streaming you guys to the big old flat screen TV.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey, you want to see what that looks like?
That's got to be horrifying.
It looks like that.
It's got to be horrifying.
Man, it looks like he's tweaking our nipples. Here, look at that.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Give us a little nipple tweak?
Here, let me give you an easier shot there, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, man.
We've had quite a few of those pictures come in.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah, do it.
I need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex out of what is left. For the 2 running backs, I have Jeremy Hill, and Chris Thompson. Which 2?
Hill and Ware.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. For wide receivers, I've got Demaryius Thomas, Nelson, Montgomery, Snead, Fitz, and Fuller.
Montgomery, Snead, Fitz, and Fuller.
And you need how many of these?
2 of them.
Demaryius and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, and then you need a flex, right?
2 flex.
Ooh.
Well, that would be Fuller and Ty Montgomery for me. Do you play Nelson at that point? Maybe you play Nelson over Will Fuller.
That's the question.
Yeah, I think Nelson is at least worth a flex.
All right, so Nelson and Ty Montgomery. I would totally roll the dice on Ty Montgomery.
You're gonna go all in on Packers receivers?
I mean, they're great matchup. We've seen that Montgomery's going to be involved in that offense.
Yeah, we kind of.
It's not like Fuller has been exploding lately since he got hurt. He really hasn't been the same player.
Yeah. And the same, I was thinking maybe Snead, but they're going up against the Seahawks.
Right. Not a big fan there.
Yeah, it's not going to be good necessarily. But with Snead being the third receiver may have an opportunity to break free. But I think what you're talking about is more. What's your record in this league, by the way?
5-2.
Yeah, I would roll the dice with the Packers players and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I played Ty Montgomery in a couple leagues last week just because I was desperate.
And it came through for you.
Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't have anybody else to play, so I was like, F it.
Right.
Cool. All right, second league, 2 running backs out of these guys, Lamar, Peyton, and McKinnon.
Lamar Miller?
Well, McKinnon, I think, is
he's down.
I don't know that he's down for the count, but I don't think he's going to play.
He's doubtful.
Yeah. So that makes it easy. Take the other 2.
Yeah, that makes it pretty easy.
It sure does. And then 2 wide receivers of Demaryius Thomas, Tyrell Williams, Marshall, and Nunwa, and Devontae Adams.
Ooh, man. So certainly Demaryius.
And certainly Marshall.
Man, I really want to play Devontae Adams.
I really want to play Tyrell Williams.
I have room for 2 flex guys.
Good.
There they are.
There they
Congratulations.
are. You just won the lottery, sir.
All right. All right, thanks, guys. I bought you some jelly, but I drank it all, so I'll buy some more.
That's fine, buddy.
I appreciate your honesty, bro.
Yeah. I'm actually off the sauce.
All right, later.
All right, brother. See you later.
I've dried out. So.
Well, you're drying out. I wouldn't say that it's a success yet, would you?
It's been over a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit. We're going.
It's actually
to Florida.
awful. It's horrible.
I'm sure that it is.
Yeah.
Reality is not a concept I'm really happy to explore.
Yeah.
So if you want to get in on the fun here, 650-733-8334. That's 733-TFFG. We're going to go to Florida now and see who's with us now. What's going on? Hello.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Tim. I called last week.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Florida Tim. What's going on, bro?
Not too much. Good call on Rodgers, and I stuck Ajayi in my flex spot because it was either him or Brian Quick, and I was like, well, I obviously made the right call there, and
you did okay.
So it all worked out wonderful.
Yeah,
so,
that's
hey,
beautiful.
Great job.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, so this week it's I got a roster question, and I also got a question about whether or not I need to drop a guy.
Okay.
All right, so I made the mistake of drafting Deshaun Jackson, and I know what I was getting when I got him. He was going to have a couple of weeks where he was big and a couple of weeks where he just completely wet the bed. He's had one big week so far this entire year.
Yeah.
And so, again, just looking at my, waiver wire, I got guys like LaFell, I got guys like Hogan. I mean, you guys got any promising, leads or anything like that, for wide receiver pickups?
Nah, well, I was just about to say, the wide receivers are just so variable at this point.
J.J. Hardy.
J.J. Nelson.
J.J. Nelson, that's the guy I was thinking.
J.J. Nelson, I really like as a total, roll of the dice. The guys you mentioned are okay. I actually like LaFell a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't know if he's going to be a regular, every week starter could explode. I mean, if you have room at running back, I would definitely grab Capri Bibbs. It's getting awful thin there in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of leagues, Cole Beasley's still available.
That's true.
I mean, Cord Patterson right now is in the concussion protocol, but he's been blowing up the last couple
really
weeks.
like Cadrell Patterson too. Yeah.
A guy like Kenny Stills in Miami is one of those boom or bust guys. He could get you a long touchdown, but really for the most part, he's a 3 or 4 catch a game guy. But if you're looking for a flex that may catch lightning in a bottle for you, Stills can help you out there.
Cool. Well, this is a lot of information. It sounds like you guys have been putting in shifts on this question.
not as just players in general, pal.
Yeah, this is we live for this stuff.
I was referencing The Big Lebowski. That's all. One of my favorite movies of all time.
That's funny. Me too, buddy.
Leeds.
Me too, buddy.
Okay, and another question I have is my other league that I've got. So Dez is coming back this week, and I feel kind of good about him. But I got Matthews on my bench. I feel pretty good about Booker, but I also got Gillislee. So between Dez and Matthews and Gillislee and Booker, what are you guys thinking?
It's probably Dez Bryant. I really like Booker too. He would be my number 2. Don't like Gillislee that much. The problem with Dez Bryant is he's playing the Eagles, who, and I know that sounds funny to say, but they actually do have a very good defense at this point. They're playing in Dallas, though.
Yeah, I don't see how you can sit Dez. I mean, I really like Devontae Booker this week, but, really the sample size on him getting any sort of massive carries is 1. The sample size on Dez Bryant is markedly higher.
What's your record?
Oh, okay. In that league, I'm 500 right now. But no, it actually works great because what I was questioning is whether or not you start Dez or Jordan Matthews, and so I'm going to start Dez in that spot, and then in my running back spot, I'm going to start Booker over Gillis.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I think that's the right go. I mean, Gillislee may be okay, but I think Denver has a much better offense at this point than Buffalo does, and I have a lot more faith in Booker. Just from what I've seen when I've seen him run, than I do over Gillislee at this point.
All right, cool. Yeah, and the other concern I had about the Buffalo-New England game is New England's going to run up the score, and I think Buffalo's probably going to abandon the run. So that's, that's always a concern I have when I start a running back from a not-so-good team.
Yep.
Wait a minute. You don't have any faith in Rex Ryan? How dare you?
I don't know. I mean, it's all the F-bombs and the obsession with like women's feet and stuff like that. I mean, he's just not my cup of tea.
Wow, gonna pull out a man's fetish on him.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah. Well, hey, I go low. What can I say? Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention to you guys before you left. Before I leave, you guys ever heard of a place in North Philly called Jim's Cheesesteaks?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, okay. So you guys have been there.
Or you guys? I've been there.
I may have been there when I was a kid. Yeah.
I think I've hit most of the high spots, cheesesteak high spots in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who teaches at St. Joe's, and he took me there years ago, and I'll tell you, it was better than Pat's and Gino's. I mean, Pat's and Gino's are don't get me wrong, they're great, but like this place is in like North Philadelphia. It's kind of like it's in like a neighborhood, it's like it's really out of the way. And I'm just surprised that I tell people about it, and they're like, no, never heard of it. Only gone to Pat's and Gino's. I'm like,
no, I've been all over the place. I've been to Rick's, Jake's, Gino's, Pat's. There's a bunch of good ones up there.
Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's is really good. You really can't go wrong, honestly. I mean, we could argue all day like which one has the better steak. Personally, I'm partial to Pat's. Like I really like a Pat's steak.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Amoroso roll they use.
Yeah,
I'm a big
very,
fan of that.
very
And
good.
They probably all do. But.
Tony Luke's probably my second favorite.
Yeah.
And they have those at the Eagle Stadium, and they're awesome.
Dude, there's a Tony Luke's up in Lantana Shopping Center up on in Hockessin.
I know. But still,
I'll have to check this guys out. I don't know how if you guys grew up in Philadelphia, but my friend, her father was the public defender during Operation MOVE. Remember?
Oh, Move! Yeah, the Move disaster. Yeah, wow. What a nightmare that was.
So, yeah.
I actually did a video on it.
I go up there once or twice a year, and next time I'm up there, Tony Luke's, you said?
Tony Luke's, yeah, give that one a shot.
Have you ever been to a little pizza joint called Tacconelli's?
Oh man.
So here's what you do.
I'm writing this stuff down.
It's Tacconelli's. It's in the neighborhood, and the thing is, you don't call and reserve a table. You call and reserve your dough.
Yeah.
Because they only can make so many doughs per day. So if you want a couple, order 2 because you're going to want to take some home. They have this great big oven. And you can go back and look at it. It's so deep, this oven, that the paddle that they use to move the pizzas around is like 15 feet long.
It's huge.
And it's on its own stand. It's on the paddle actually has a stand, and they move these pizzas around in this great big oven that hasn't been shut off in like 60 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
I'm there. I'm definitely there. I appreciate all the good advice. It's just nice talking food with somebody who's actually from the area.
Oh yeah, man, good stuff.
I say it to some people, and they're just like, oh, I've only visited there, and I really only know like those places. I'm like, oh man, you really got to find somebody who knows the city to take care of.
And when you're at Tony Luke's, give the roast pork sandwich a try too. Very good.
Yeah, it's really good.
The pulled pork. Oh.
And if you're going to go into town,
look, F football, man. Let's talk food.
If you're going to go into town, go to the market there, and there's a pork sandwich in there. I can't remember the name of the vendor, but there's a pork sandwich in there. It's a terminal market. It's out friggin' standing.
Yeah.
And of course the
the farmers market on Saturdays? Is
no,
that the one you're talking about?
No,
terminal market in town.
Terminal market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We could talk for hours about Philly food and beer,
we
dude.
Now I'm hungry.
We got to go.
Well, you guys got callers, so don't let me hold you up. The bottom line is I'm taking Booker this week, and I'm taking Dez, and we're just going to roll the dice. And great call last week on Rodgers and Ajayi. I'm 5-1 in that league. So 5-2 in that league. So 5-2. There we go.
All right, man.
Rock and roll, guys. You guys have a good rest of the day.
You too.
Right, man,
have
take
fun.
care.
See ya. See, we're given football knowledge and culinary knowledge as well.
That's right. We know a lot about both.
That's what we do.
Way more about food, probably.
Let's go to, where are we? I think back to Columbus. Let's do that. Ohio, what's going on? Ohio, hello.
Hi. Hello.
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 I have a bit of a dilemma. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What can we do to help?
So beginning of this year, I drafted C.J. Anderson, Charles Sims, Daniel Woodhead, and Christine Michael, and Arian Foster.
Wow.
And they are all out and injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a trade. Someone offered me a trade for Brandon. I got Brandon Marshall for Mark Ingram. Would that be a good trade?
Brandon Marshall for Mark Ingram?
That's
fine.
Can you afford? Yeah, I mean the trade's fine, but can you afford to lose Marshall?
Well, I have Julio Jones, Brandon Marshall, Mike Evans, and Stephon Diggs.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, that's a yes.
It's nice to have a great big receiver core, but you can only start, a few of them. You have to sit talent. You might as well trade it away to balance your team out with running backs. I would take that trade.
Well, because, even on the waiver wire, there's DeAndre Washington.
No.
Yeah.
Jalen Richard.
No.
Murray's take that trade then?
Yeah, I would take the trade.
Yeah.
Ingram's steady Eddie. I mean, he's not going to blow it up, but he's going to be a guy that you can put in your lineup.
Yeah, you'll get 15 to 20 points. If he goes below that, it's the anomaly, not the norm.
All right, so then I'll accept that trade then.
That's what we would do.
All right, thank you.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful afternoon.
Chris in the chat room says that
you too.
Thanks.
Somebody just in his league just traded David Johnson for Doug Martin, and then it turns out it was the commish trading his son, David Johnson, for Doug Martin. And, he says he's going to message the commish now to veto the trade or he's dropping his whole team. And I agree. That's obviously BS, dude.
Yeah, commissions that do that, let me tell you something. I actually hurt my teams when I'm commissioning a league because I don't do things that I might even consider remotely shady.
Mm-hmm. And if there is something that comes up, like earlier this year, Kevin was doing a trade with Drew Seabass in our main money league, and for whatever reason, they both accepted the trade. It went through the veto process and passed. And when they went to do it, you had to drop somebody or something like that.
It canceled the trade out.
Yeah, and it didn't go through as planned because of some glitch in Flea Flicker. And he actually called me to go, "Hey man, I'm gonna force this trade through because it was supposed to go through by today." You know what I mean? And he talked to me about it, and then he messaged the entire league. You know what I mean? And it was a totally legit trade. He just was going to execute it because it was supposed to have been executed.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff you want out of your commish. That kind of BS, dude, yeah, you should just bail from that league. You shouldn't play in it at all, honestly. I mean, even if he corrects it, it's still bull.
Right. That just means he's trying to game the system. And
that kid, the son, I guess, is playing this dude this week, too.
Oh,
and now he's got David Johnson on his team. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that's shady as all hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where he changes it back, then you fire him as a league. You're no longer commish because if that's the kind of shady S you're going to pull, I don't want to be a part of it.
Can't do that, man.
You're fired. Somebody else is going to take the commish role right now, or the league disbands.
Yep.
It sucks, but that's the way it's got to be.
That is super sad, dude. People are so desperate to win.
Yeah, but he's giving his son the win, right?
I know, but it's just what fun is it if you cheat? I don't think. I mean, maybe some people do like winning more than they like just playing, but I don't understand. It wouldn't be fun for me if I cheated.
Yeah,
it's easy then.
Right.
It's like when you get the cheat code book when you were a kid, and you put in all the cheat codes.
Or you got the shark for your Nintendo.
Yeah,
the Game Shark.
Right. It's like playing Minecraft in creative mode. Yeah, it's fun to build stuff, but after a while, you're kind of like,
I wish I could have done this on my own.
I can't die. I can't do anything. Like, I can't, like, I'm God.
Well, it was nice. It was nice to get that after you'd already beat the game, so you could just go through and just F things up.
Yeah, and just play around.
That was fun. But anyway. All right, let's go to North Carolina. What's going on? Hello?
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's going on, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I'm actually calling in because Lyle told me to on Thursday to call in today when he was doing the questions.
Okay. Oh, yes, I remember this. Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin might want to save this down because Lyle said he needs your help.
Ooh.
I just said that you might want a different opinion. I don't think I said I would need Kevin's help on this. But
I'm going to believe the listener on this one.
Maybe I did utter those words.
Yeah. I'm going to have to listen to that show now. All right, man. Lay it on me.
The question was, it was a 1-point PPR, and it came down to either Diggs or Alshon against Minnesota, pretty much.
Let's see then. Diggs back from injury, didn't do much last week. Alshon is targeted heavily by Jay Cutler.
But he's playing Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And Diggs has Chicago, which is a far better matchup.
Yeah. I can see why you would want. Which way did you go?
I think I went. Did I go Diggs?
I think you said Alshon. I think
maybe I said
Alshon. Couldn't bench him because he's getting too many targets.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to have to go Alshon here. If it was Hoyer in there and Alshon wasn't getting the targets, but with Jay Cutler back, he just forces the ball to Alshon, and that's what made Alshon a star. Honestly, I know it's Minnesota, but they're gonna find ways to get Alshon the ball.
Does it change your opinion at all that I'm 2-5?
No. In fact, it bolsters.
The chance to try and play.
It bolsters my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of risky.
Because Alshon's getting like a steady 12-ish every week, and I didn't know if the upside of playing Diggs would be worth it.
Dude, I'm back and forth on it, man.
Yeah, I can see the reason for playing Diggs. I mean, he's got the better matchup, obviously. I mean, they're both going to be in the same building. But I can see what you're talking about.
Diggs hasn't done much, but the Bears are dead last against wide receivers.
Yeah, they are.
They give up over 27 points a game to fantasy wide receivers, and of course, the Vikings are number 2.
Well, first couple of weeks of the season when Diggs was healthy, he was targeted 9 and 11 times and had 103 and 182 yards and a touchdown in there. And then targeted 7 times the next 2 weeks. Then he got hurt. So
Alshon rarely puts in a bad game, but they are sort of average when it comes to numbers. Like, one of his better games against Jacksonville, he was 7 for 93.
Right.
Which is cool. I mean, that's 16 points in a PPR, but he's yet to score a touchdown. He's playing the number 2 ranked defense in the league, and this guy needs a win.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Diggs is the way to go now.
Jesus, man, it's a tough question, dude.
It is tough. I think Alshon's the better situation, the better.
He's a totally safer play.
I hate to say it, better offense, but when you go against this defense, how did the Eagles beat Minnesota? They didn't do it by passing
defense
the ball.
and special teams,
right? And running the ball and killing the clock. I mean,
Wentz
short
had
passes,
like 100 some yards.
Yeah, so I think I'm leaning Diggs now.
To make it even worse than my record's 2-5, but worse than my record is I'm playing the commissioner and he's a Dallas fan, so that makes it 100% worse for me. I want to beat this guy.
Good God.
Yeah, I want you to beat him too now.
I think I'll go with Diggs. Then I guess I just got a quarterback question. I've been streaming pretty much all year. I've been using Tyrod most of the year, but I don't like his matchup against New England this week. So I picked up Fitzpatrick, but I also have on the waiver wire Osweiler against Detroit and Kirk Cousins against Cincinnati. So
I'd play Cousins.
I don't know out of those three.
I would play Kirk Cousins.
Well,
you think Cousins?
Yeah, if you ever want to play Brock Osweiler, this is the week, but I don't really see any reason to try to play that dude. So, I don't mind the beard this week either against the Browns. I would probably roll that. The Browns are 31st against fantasy quarterbacks.
They are, but he's so cringy. Like, he can just...
Yeah, I mean, he's had bad games, but not against bad teams.
I'd play Cousins.
I'd play Fitz.
All right, there you go. Split decision, man.
Sorry. Sometimes we don't agree,
Yeah, I understand that. I got one more question for you guys. Well, I might have two, but we'll see.
Go for it.
My running backs are a mess. I have Jeremy Hill in there, and I put Gillislee in because my only other option is Jordan Howard, and I really don't want to play him.
Yeah, I don't.
So I was going to ask you guys if you think that – I think the only guy that's really on the waiver wire right now that has any type of upside is maybe Rob Kelly because he's supposed to start this week. Do you think that Gillislee's a better option against New England?
Yes. Yes. I mean, so Kelly's playing Cincinnati with Chris Thompson there too. If Shady is totally out, and it looks like he's going to be, Gillislee's going to get the lion's share carries. Whereas Kelly, while he's quote-unquote starting the game, I'd be shocked if he didn't split carries pretty evenly with Chris Thompson. Chris Thompson may even get more. Jeremy Hill's 100% a start. Totally agree with that one. I would roll Gillislee as well.
Well, Gillislee, even as a change of pace guy, scored 2 touchdowns in his last 3.
Yeah, I mean he's okay.
But he's all right.
But he's not great. But I would play him over a guy like Rob Kelly.
Okay, and then in my wide receivers, I got Sanders and Dez Bryant. Will Fuller's really the only other guy on my bench because we already ruled out Jeffrey. I think you guys said earlier in your Wednesday show when you were going over the previews that Detroit is horrible against receivers. Do you think that Will Fuller has more upside than Sanders or Dez this week?
Man, it's so hard to judge with Dez. I mean, so not Sanders, certainly.
No, I would play him. And you know what, Dez, I think that I think I would roll with Dez.
Me too.
And Sanders.
Yeah, it's not that Dez is matchup proof. It's just that he's good enough that he can get his numbers and his team can still lose terribly. He's an Antonio Brown type where his team can get totally lit up and he'll still get 100 yards, 10 catches.
Well, I don't know.
Antonio
will. Dez won't.
I think Dez can do that. Now with Dak Prescott in there, I don't know. It's really hard to judge. But I don't think I would roll Fuller at this point. He just hasn't been 100% his past several games. I think there's a strong possibility that Fuller has an average or a decent game, but I don't think it's enough right now to justify sitting a guy like Dez Bryant. I don't think it is.
I don't either.
Well, that works for me. And then I just had 2 trade questions. I already made this trade. I traded a guy in a half PPR. I got Crabtree, and I gave him Fitzgerald. I wanted to get another receiver that was getting more touchdowns because the PPR points and a half point just doesn't add up as much.
Okay, so what was it? What was it again?
I gave the guy Larry Fitzgerald, and I got Crabtree.
I don't hate it.
No, I think that's fine. I think you may have actually won that.
You might have upgraded, yeah. Fitzgerald is.
I think I did because
really
I don't like the way Carson Palmer's playing at all. Carson Palmer's playing so bad, and I feel like Crabtree has just been getting touchdown after touchdown.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good, and I don't see that trend discontinuing. I mean, Amari Cooper's there, who keeps so they're both so good. You really can't double cover either of them because if you do, the other dude's wide open. One-on-one coverage on either of those guys is wide open. And Carr's just going to throw it. He's good enough to put the ball in a place where those guys can go get it. Crabtree's really good around the end zone. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think you did okay. In fact, you may learn to
love
it.
All right, and then go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think you're going to love the trade going forward.
Awesome. All right, and then this is my last question for you guys. Another trade question. I haven't made this trade yet because the player that I'm offering is on a bye, So the guy that I'm making the trade with says he'll think about it until next week once he's off bye. I'm 2-5 in this league also. It's the only standard league I play in, which I can't stand this league. I wish that it was PPR, but so you have to start 3 receivers every week. You have to start 2 running backs every week, but no flex. You don't get a flex. So I have right now my receivers. When I originally drafted, I had Decker, Keenan Allen, and Odell Beckham, but Keenan Allen and Decker are now on IR, so the rest of my team is not very great anymore in wide receivers. I got Ty Montgomery this week, and I got Moncrief this week off waivers, so I'm happy with those 2.
Yeah.
But I'm also starting Cole Beasley this week in a standard league, which I'm not happy about. So I offered the guy Devontae Freeman and Odell Beckham, and I get Marvin Jones and Mike Evans if he accepts the trade. I also have my running backs. I have DeMarco Murray, I have Coleman, and I have Booker, and I have Jaquiz Rogers. I can only start 2 every week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like that trade.
Yeah, if you can get it through, I think that's pretty good. It's more even.
I think he's.
But you're upgrading at a position where you really need it, and like you said, you don't need Devontae Freeman right now because you have 4 startable backs. Well, Tevin Coleman's out, but when he comes back, he's going to be startable. So, and you can only start 2 of them. So, yeah, I think that's good.
Is this trade sitting in a system like Flea Flicker or ESPN or something like that right now?
It's in a Yahoo league. It's just sitting there until right now. It's probably going to be expired soon, but he just said after the bye week he would more than likely accept it.
Well, I would text him and say I'm going to cancel this until after the bye week and we'll revisit it, because if somebody gets injured, he goes in and accepts the trade. All of a sudden, you've got an IR player. So
great advice.
I would cancel the trade just in case. Don't tell him that you're canceling it for good. Right. You just want to wait till after the weekend to
put it back in.
Enter it. Not saying your friend's not saying your friend's a douchebag or anything, but you never know.
Oh yeah, I understand. I mean, I really probably wouldn't blame somebody if they saw that Mike Evans is gonna tear his ACL this week and run in there and accept the trade. I wouldn't really probably blame them for that. But
it's kind of a douche
move. I talked to you guys because I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty douchey, but
yeah, I'm not a very trusting soul in that regard. When it comes to fantasy football, people are shady as all hell.
They are,
as evidenced by our previous question about the guy doing the trade.
Apparently, there were some draft picks involved now too. So who knows?
Yeah, still. You know what? If I'm going to make a trade with either of my kids, I'm going to bring in somebody to oversee it.
Right.
I'll bring you in, I'll bring Drew in, somebody like that to make sure that everything is above board. And
right.
You got to be careful, man, when you're a commish.
Well, I mean, all you have is your reputation. If you lose that.
One year I won the league, and the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, the commish wins the league." It's like all I did was fairly win, and there was a guy like, "Oh, sure," it was like, what am I supposed to do? Not win? Anyway. The look of impropriety is bad enough.
Actually, I just thought of this because you guys were talking about commissioners. The commissioner just sent out an email to league wide yesterday. He's ranked 6th in the league overall, and the original playoff setting in the league when the league started was 4 make the playoffs, and yesterday he changed it to 6 make the playoffs.
Nope, can't do it.
You do not make changes to the league in the middle of a season. You don't. You agree on it before the draft, and then you go from there. And if you want to make changes, fine, but they come on the board before the draft next season.
Shall I tell my worst commissioner ever story again?
Feel free. Good God.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember.
All right, well, I won't tell it again. But I love that story because it was just the douchiest thing I've ever encountered.
Basically, the commish gave himself a bye all the way to the championship in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's like people were like, "What's the playoff thing?"
How the hell did he do that?
Well, he was just
he was commish.
He was the commish, and he was he had the best record in the league, and he wasn't releasing what the playoff scenario was. He's all figured out, when we get there, and he got there, and he's like, top record in the league gets a bye all the way to the championship, and since I'm the top guy, so and I went in and
that was a money league.
It was a money league, yeah. I went in and basically fired him from his commish post. I had to.
What a douche.
And the next year, he was playing, and I was the commish. So, son of a nice enough guy, but
doesn't sound like it.
No,
sounds like a cheater.
Anyway, Pittsburgh fan.
All right, guys. I appreciate the help. I got to actually get back to work now. So,
all right, buddy.
All right, man. Have fun.
It was good chatting with you guys, and I think I got good advice from you guys, especially canceling that trade just in case anything happened. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man.
Well, sometimes it pays to be paranoid, brother.
Take care, buddy.
All right, see you later.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
All right, you too. This fantasy football season has been nothing but pulled hammies, IR, concussion protocols is brutal.
Yeah, and Kevin's sleeper picks, they're still sleeping.
As are yours. Well, it's not too late to save your season and win some huge cash prizes at DraftKings.com.
Playing at DraftKings means no season-long commitments.
That's right. Never again will injuries have you combing the waiver wire at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's right, because every week is a brand new season at DraftKings.
That's right. Just pick your contest, draft your team, and follow the action live.
Try those 50-50 contests out where top half of all entries win cash.
Even if your current fantasy team is dying a slow, painful death like Lyle's, you can still win huge cash prizes at DraftKings.
Don't wait. Start your new season today at DraftKings.com.
Use promo code GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and play free with your first deposit.
That's code GUYS, G-U-Y-S, to play free for your share of over $1 million in total prizes this weekend.
Only at DraftKings.com. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See site for details. That's promo code GUYS. All right. We have a phone call.
Nice.
Believe it or not, we're going to go to area code 714. I believe that is in California. What's going on, man? Person. Hello.
Hey guys, it's Ryan from Southern California. Eagle fan Ryan.
Oh
Eagle
yeah. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Ryan.
What's up, buddy?
Nice. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing? So, all right, just a couple questions this week. 1 point PPR running back scenario. Do I start? I need two guys out of the three: Giovanni Bernard, Latavius Murray, or James White. I need two out of the three.
You said it's a PPR.
So that doesn't completely eliminate White. I would probably play. Man.
Well, Murray's one for me. It's between Gio and James.
Right.
I think it's James White. It's super close for me. Gio versus Washington's a good matchup. James White, Buffalo, like them both. It's super close between those two. I would play Latavius Murray, and I would probably play James White. It's really close, though.
Yeah, the thing is, Gio is averaging about 80 yards a week, including that's all-purpose yards.
All-purpose.
So that's pretty good. James White has actually come on a little bit of late.
In the passing game, yeah.
In
that's
the passing
what I'm saying,
game.
Yeah.
So he only gets, a carry or two a game, maybe four, but in the passing game, in the last 4 games, he's averaging 5 catches a game just about.
Yeah, he only had 2 last week, but one of them was a touchdown.
Right. So, over the last 4 games, he has 19 receptions, so 3 TDs in that span. So he's obviously getting used in the passing game. Now, all this is going to change when Deion Lewis gets back. And we don't know when that's going to be. Dude's practicing, so I think James White's going to become a footnote. But for this week, I think it's a decent go. Buffalo gives up over 18 points a game to running backs, so I think it'll work out well for you.
Yeah, Gio's got a good matchup, too. I mean, the Redskins give up 19.4 points per game to fantasy running backs. He also does carry the ball quite a bit, too. I don't know. I might change my mind. It's super close, man.
Well, of course it's close. Otherwise, he wouldn't need us.
Right. That's why I'm calling in.
Here's the thing. Gio actually has more carries than Jeremy Hill does in the past 4 games.
A lot more.
Well, no, 4. It's 47 to 51.
Oh, I think you were saying a lot more than
James White. No, to Jeremy Hill. So they're splitting fairly evenly. And like Kevin said, he's averaging more yards. I think I would go with Gio. Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going Gio.
Yeah, I mean, Gio's not getting in the end zone nearly as much as White is, but if you're counting on touchdowns to bring you fantasy points, that can be a loss leader, if you will. Sometimes it's just the yards that get you there.
I just know my whole logic here is that I think Gio is going to touch the football more than James White will. They have similar matchups. I'm going to go with the guy who's going to touch the football more.
Yeah, I think it's really a coin flip. Lance on the edge at this point, but I think Gio has the better matchup and, like you say, touches the ball more. So if you're looking for a reason to start one guy over another, there you have it.
Yeah.
There they are. Those reasons.
Cool. And then in my other league, little quarterback scenario, right? I have Rivers and Alex Smith, and earlier in the week, you guys were saying, start Rivers, and then now that we're on Saturday, I'm like, geez, Alex Smith sounds good too, because Rivers is going against Denver.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't disagree with you. I mean, Smith clearly has a better matchup. There's no question there. I mean, Denver has a very good defense. I think the problem that we have with a guy like Alex Smith versus Rivers is, let's say Alex Smith has a good game. A good game for Alex Smith is 250 and a touchdown, maybe 2, right? A bad game for Rivers is around the same area. So let's say he's held to 200 and a TD, right? So clearly you made the right start. You started Alex Smith, you got more points, but how many more? Right? The ceiling on Smith is so low, but the ceiling on Rivers isn't.
Right.
They get into a shootout. Rivers can throw for 350, a couple picks, and a touchdown too, and outscore Alex Smith. I think that's the issue. Honestly, I don't really like either of them that much this week. And if you have a spot where you can stream, maybe pick up Kirk Cousins and roll him.
I wish he was on the waiver wire. It's a tough league.
Okay.
Well, who is on the wire?
You come down to right now, the waiver wire for quarterbacks, it's like Osweiler. Bortles was just dropped this week. Fitzpatrick. Carson Palmer's on the waiver wire. Bradford.
Yeah.
I'd play Phillip Rivers.
I'd play Rivers too.
Yeah, and, it's funny because I have this very same choice to make in a league, and I took Rivers. I mean, it's a bit of a dice roll, but like Lyle said, when you're talking about floors and ceilings, how many 400-yard games does Alex, or even 350-yard games does Alex Smith have this year?
I'm going to go with
far and few between. Like over his career, far and few between.
Right, and Rivers is averaging 300.
Right, so. Let's see. So far this year, Alex Smith has one 300-yard plus game, and that is 363 on opening day.
Now, last time Rivers played Denver, he threw for $178 and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's not so
right. It was like a Thursday night, the color rush game or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're awful.
Right.
By the way, let me tell you something about Alex Smith you may not know. This is just a little tidbit. It has nothing to do with football. He took so many AP classes in high school that when he got to college, he entered college as a junior.
Wow.
And he got his bachelor's and his master's degree before he was drafted first overall by the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
So dude got out of a 4-year college with a master's. Crazy.
Smart dude.
Right.
Smart dude.
So the problem I had, let's take when he played Oakland, for example. Oakland is a middle of the road defense against fantasy quarterbacks, right? Alex Smith, they won the game 26-10. Alex Smith had a great rating, but he threw for 224 yards and no touchdowns. You know what I mean? So that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, Rivers' worst game was against Denver, and he still matched that, with a $180 and a touchdown.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just, it's not great. Probably neither of them are going to blow it up, but, Now,
against New Orleans, you figure, quarterbacks go crazy up against those guys. Smith had 214 and a couple TDs.
I guess the other option would be Carson Palmer. They're playing, he does put up fairly good numbers on occasion. They're playing Carolina, who's pretty bad against fantasy quarterbacks. That would be another option if you want to roll the dice. But again,
I know he seems so old. He's talking about he can't even throw it long anymore. How the hell can you not throw it long being an NFL quarterback? Come on.
Well, long is kind of Carson Palmer used to have a gun and could probably throw 80.
He could still throw the ball 50 yards.
Yeah.
So
long to you and long to Carson Palmer, vastly different things.
I don't know that I could throw the ball 30 yards.
Well, I could probably.
I don't know.
Might be able to heave it, but it wouldn't get there with any accuracy.
No, and it'd be a duck.
Probably after the hour-long warm-up.
So that would be your other option if you wanted to totally roll the dice. I think either of the other two options are totally safe. Palmer's got a very, very good matchup this week. He's playing the Panthers. They're 30th. They give up an even 20 points a game. But, again.
Yeah, and Smith has a good matchup too, but
Well, Smith is Smith. Palmer can throw up 300 yards. I don't think Smith will. I'd be willing to bet a significant amount of money that he won't throw for 300 yards.
Really?
You want to do that bet?
I do not.
Okay. So I'll drop a C note on that quick.
You'll bet against the 300-yard game?
Yes. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
that's playing the law of averages.
History would not be on my side.
No, it wouldn't. So if you want to roll the dice, maybe you play Carson Palmer there. Otherwise, I'd just stick in Phillip Rivers and hope that he has a decent game.
And if I was in your spot, I think I would. And those guys are on the waiver wire. I think I would keep Phillip Rivers as my go-to guy and stream the second spot. Kick Smith. Bring in Carson Palmer.
Right.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe you bring Smith back. Who knows?
Who knows?
But,
you're not losing much by dropping Smith.
Yeah, it's not like anybody's going to rush to grab that dude. So.
And if they do, fine. It'd be a similar player there for you.
Flacco's and Fitzpatrick's of the world will always be there for you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of, is Edelman and DeAndre Hopkins going to finally step up this week or what? What do you think?
Hopkins might. They got a good matchup, man, playing the Lions. Edelman doesn't have a great matchup. Against the Bills, they're actually 12th against fantasy wide receivers.
The only problem with Hopkins is, the quarterback is going away from his read. He's the first read on a lot of these plays, and he's probably going to work his way open in those, but Osweiler just goes off of him.
If I was willing to bet, I'd say that Hopkins has a pretty good game this week. 80 yards and a touchdown, something like that. I mean, the Lions are just super generous.
They are very generous. They're giving.
They are. They're a very fun defense to play against.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. And then one last thing, right? So, Kevin, the Tuesday show, the waiver wire pickup show is solid.
Thank you, bro.
It's short, it's sweet. Do this, do that, right? So, and then if I have a question, Lyle does. Lyle, you do the waiver wire show. Kevin,
no.
So you do the show
Kevin does the waiver wire show. I do the question show.
Oh, okay. So, and then Lyle, you do the question and answer a little bit later on in the week, right?
Yeah.
So, is that is it just an email show or is it a Twitter show? How do I get my question in during the week?
It's 3. It's a really good question. You can send an email to mail@thefantasyfootballguys.com. You can put it on Twitter and @TFFG on Twitter, or you can post it in the questions thread on our website. Every week we open up a thread on our forum that is, week, right now it's week 8 question thread, and you can post it in there too.
Yeah.
Any one of those things will work, and I will answer the question on the air. If you get it in by the time I do the show. I do it on Thursday, usually around midday, around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
So get the question on Wednesday, and then you'll answer.
Wednesday night or Thursday morning would be fine, yeah.
All right.
But don't stop calling this show, man. We like having you guys call.
No.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. I got you guys up on YouTube again.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
I always forget the camera's on us.
Yeah, I do too. I'm over here scratching myself.
Yeah, picking my nose and stuff.
All right, man. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go about my day. Thank you very much.
All right, man.
All right, have a good Sunday.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Go
yeah, man. Go Birds.
Nice. See you.
Later, buddy.
Later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Wentzville, Fargo, North Dakota.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Juicebox.
Of course it is. He's the only person in Fargo that that would have heard of us. There's only 3 people there anyway.
Yeah.
How much snow you guys got?
6 people in North Dakota.
Yeah. How much snow you guys got?
None
right
yet.
Oh,
Usually we're got snow by Halloween, but no snow yet this year, so we're all happy.
Wow.
People still riding their bikes around and stuff.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Global warming, man.
Do you see
global warming is real?
Does anybody have a bike there that has a ski for the front wheel? Did anybody do that around Fargo?
No, I've not seen that, but there's a couple guys in town here that have sidecars, and they put sand bags in those so they can still ride them around in the wintertime.
Oh, and their motorcycles. That's awesome.
But I'd say that's more the exception than the rule. But, yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. I never thought about that.
Sorry, I got a cold. I'm trying not to cough on the phone.
Yeah, no worries, man.
We appreciate that. So you threw me an ass whipping last week. Did I beat you last week, Juice?
No, it came down to it was close. You had Larry Fitzgerald left, and needed 8 points or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that twilight zone of a Seattle game happened, and it was or who was it? Who'd they play?
I don't know, but I needed 8 and got like 7, I think, right?
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah,
and then,
it was Seattle.
You know, overtime, and then kicks are missed, and
Yeah, it was
had
Seattle.
all the extra opportunity in the world. It just didn't happen.
Damn it. Yeah. It sucks.
It was a close one.
I've lost so many close
All
games
right,
this
I got
year.
a kind of a... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No.
No, I was just bitching. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kevin's complaining. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, the league that I'm calling about now, it got kind of the same thing. I'm sitting in like 5th place and, you know, lots of close losses. So I'm actually playing Firebird this week from the forum. He joined our money league. So he's just killing it this year. I don't think he's lost yet. So trying to hand him his first loss this year.
He hasn't lost, yeah. I hope you do too.
Yeah. So let's see. I've got Melvin Gordon, Ingram, and Gio, and I need 2 of those. Actually, I'm sorry. I need 1 of those.
Ooh, that's a little bit
sorry.
closer.
I need 2 of those.
Okay.
2 of those. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. So Melvin Gordon's 1.
Melvin Gordon against those Broncos?
And I would put, yeah.
Yeah, you can't sit Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit him. I think
Right.
I can sit Ingram against Seattle, though, and I would play Gio against Washington.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Okay. Yeah, and then for wide, that's what I got sitting now. And then for wide receivers, it's either Nunwa or Pryor. I already played Allen Robinson.
How'd that work out for
Luckily,
you?
he got me like.
Honestly, I think I'd play Terrell Pryor. Yeah, I would. I'd play Pryor over Enunwa.
Yeah,
I would too.
He practiced fully, I guess. So,
Yeah. The thing is, like, Enunwa is clearly better when Marshall and Fitz are healthy or starting, as in Fitz' case. But he's never reached the level that Terrell Pryor has at times this season. So, you know, I would play Pryor. I think he's got far more upside.
Is that for your flex?
Well, no, those, and then I can flex who's left, so I can flex it in or Ingram.
Yeah.
I would flex Ingram probably.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of Enunwa.
Okay.
I love Enunwa, but you know
So,
everything. The
Enunwa.
stars have to align for the dude to actually be pertinent. You know.
Right.
And they're not aligned
Yeah,
this week, I don't think.
Well, Cleveland.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good alignment. But you know that being equal, you know, I think Ingram is a better go.
All right, that sounds good to me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Good luck.
Hey, it's always a pleasure.
So, yeah, all right.
Yeah, man.
Take care, guys.
All right,
You too.
see ya.
Good old Captain Hyphen.
Yeah, he's very polite.
He is polite.
You don't need to be polite with us, man.
No, he tells we suck. We're used to it.
Yeah, we kind of are.
Go read our iTunes reviews.
That's right. All right, so let's go back to the forum. We have a couple questions there, then we'll charge through the email. Standard League, Philip or Carr?
I would play Carr.
As would I. Chili Football Chick says, "Hey boys, can't believe my receiver core. They are killing me. I need 3 for this week, plus a flex if Miller doesn't play."
Miller's playing.
Miller's playing. Standard League, and I'm 3 and 4 thanks to these bozos. Supposed studs, Amari Cooper at Tampa, Jeremy Maclin at Indianapolis, and DeAndre Hopkins at Detroit. Hopeful bench, Cole Beasley at Philly, Brandon LaFell at Washington.
So Cooper and Hopkins are definite.
He also has Baldwin and Enunwa.
Maybe LaFell? Man, I really want to play Brandon LaFell.
Dude, he's got 4 TDs and his
I think I'm playing LaFell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's in the UK and stuff, but who cares, right?
Yeah.
She says she needs 3 for the week. So you said Cooper?
Cooper, Hopkins, and LaFell.
Cooper, Hopkins, and LaFell, and a flex if Miller doesn't play, which he's going to, so you don't need that flex. Yeah, I think you got it right.
Thank you, Kevin.
Well, you know, okay, let me rephrase. I agree with you.
I'm right.
Is that better? Thanks, fellas. I enjoy football so much more. Thanks to you both. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
She says, Chili Football Chick in Canada, baby moose pictures.
Yeah, remember she sent us the baby
did send
moose?
some
Yeah.
baby moose, yeah.
That is freaking hilarious, man.
And I love her avatar here. It's basically a penis.
Right.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
So the emails, Blacklight Charlie is the start of it, buddy.
Let's do it.
Hi, Lyle. How's it going? Well, thank you. Hello.
I'll just
wonder if I'm crazy to sit Kelvin Benjamin in favor of Randall Cobb and Michael Crabtree. Probably for Cobb. I wouldn't sit Kelvin Benjamin for Cobb. Would you?
Oh, I said, hey, Lyle. I didn't
know.
Never
mind. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would start Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin and Crabtree would be my guys. At RB, I've been working 3 running backs. Could flex Benjamin if you think I should. Running backs to choose from as follows. Lev Bell's on bye. Shady, Spencer Ware, Jamal Charles, and Jaquiz Rogers. Well, Shady's not going to play, so you're only going to be playing those 2.
Neither's Jamal Charles.
Right, so yeah, so it's going to be Ware and Jaquiz. And then... So that would mean that we will play Randall Cobb in the flex, which is fine.
Because you need 3 running backs, right?
He needs...
Oh, he's working
with 3.
Right.
So, but he could flex Benjamin. So, yeah, I would flex Cobb, but play the 3 wide receivers and play Spencer Ware and Jaquiz Rogers because you have to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's got...
makes the choice easier.
Braid or Hunter Henry. I'd probably play... I don't know.
I'd play Hunter Henry.
Yeah, but he's not, like... It's a terrible matchup, and... he's questionable with the concussion protocol.
But he's practiced fully, so he's out of the concussion protocol.
He was really good prior to last week against Atlanta. Yeah, all right. Maybe play Henry. I guess. What are you losing if you don't play him?
If it was Gronk or this kid Hunter Henry, yeah, you're playing Gronk. But Cameron Brate, I'd rather roll the dice with the kid who's produced than Brate, who had a game or 2 and then nothing.
Standard League, he's starting Matty Ice at QB, and that's it. So that's cool. He says, thanks always for your useful advice, or just hashtag Ask Lyle, LOL.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice pictures too, bro. Thank you.
Oh, man, the pictures are fantastic. Ryan.
So Ryan says, hey, guys, thanks again for the dedication and passion you guys put into your show. Hey, you're welcome, man. Riding a 6-1 record right now. Definitely feeling great. Made a few moves and need some help on who to start and who to drop. Standard 12-team league. Start 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 0 flexing. Recently dropped Palmer for Stafford. Good move?
Sure.
Got another manager offering Luck for Carr. I would get Luck. Pull the trigger?
Maybe. I mean, they're kind of a push for me at this point.
Yeah, I think, obviously Luck is the bigger quote-unquote name, but I'm not real sure that I would make that. Well,
I'd have to take a look at their schedules and all that kind of, because they're kind of really similar right now. Luck he's got slightly better numbers at this point, so okay, sure. But honestly, it's probably a push.
I don't know, but Carr really kind of has a running game.
He does, but Luck doesn't matter. I think he's got 100 yards in his last 4 games running himself.
That's true. He is his own running game.
Yeah.
Gore's
been better.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, I think Carr is fine, but I think Luck is good as well. It's close enough to a push for me that I'm not even sure that it would matter. So check the schedules and
Yeah, I might take it if the schedules were compelling enough. But yeah, that's another story.
Let's see. Please let me know who to start. 3 wide receivers. He's got Demaryius Thomas, Larry Fitzgerald, Ty Williams, and Terrell Pryor. Sit 1.
Sit Williams.
Yeah, he got to. Yeah, I agree. 2 running backs. Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram, Matty Forte.
I would sit Ingram if Forte is 100%. If not, the decision's easy.
I don't disagree. A tight end. Zach Miller, Tyler Eifert.
Eifert's yet to do anything, so I'd play Miller.
Against Minnesota?
Sure.
It's a tight end, really. Also, which running back should I drop to get a defense? Yeldon or Gio?
I wouldn't want to drop either of them, but if I had to pick, it'd be TJ Yeldon.
There you go. Thanks again.
You're welcome, buddy.
Hey, you're welcome, Ryan.
Travis says, Week 8 lineup. We're going to have to answer some of these via just replying because we're running out of time.
We'll call this the last one then.
All right. Hey, Lyle and Kevin. Travis from Vegas again. I originally wrote you Week 2 for some advice to help overthrow my friend that is 2X back-to-back fantasy champ in our 12-team league. I'm currently number 1.
Woohoo.
Of course, mainly due to me and some listening to you guys.
Of course, as we just suggest, you pull the triggers.
Because the advice of not to sit Todd Gurley Week 2 for Melvin Gordon or D. Murray like I wanted to was totally wrong. Luckily, I started one of them and still won. All right, well, hey, man, we can't get them all right. Anyways, one of your guys' thoughts for my other league where I'm going up against the number 1 guy and I'm number 3, 10-man PPR. I'm 4-3 due to being an idiot and sitting Melvin Gordon last week for Lamar Miller. See how hard it is? Can't always be right, man. Let's see my lineup and you'll understand. Quarterback is Rivers. Running backs are Melvin Gordon, DeMarco Murray, Spencer Ware, Lamar Miller. Traded Gurley in this league around week 3 because his production was down, and I'm stacked at RBs. Wide receivers Cooper, Macklin, Benjamin, Britt, Feline. He's got Rudolph and Jack Doyle. He's got Bryant and the Eagles defense. I was thinking about picking up Alex Smith or Fitzpatrick for QB to stream since Rivers is playing Denver. Last time Rivers played the Broncos got 11 points, and they were the home team, blah, 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 blah. We just had this conversation about.
Yeah, so listen about 10 minutes ago. And,
yeah. The thing is, I would not play Alex Smith or Fitzpatrick over Rivers. I would happily play Kirk Cousins. So if you want to pick him up, that's totally fine.
You got a boner for Cousins this week.
This week I do. I like him, yeah.
Yeah?
He plays good against really bad defenses.
You like that?
That I do?
Well, that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Remember the whole you like
Oh, yeah. I have a flex option, running back, wide receiver, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end to start. Anyway, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the starting lineup. Thanks. Look forward to the Las Vegas Raiders. We're super excited here, especially me, since it's my team, and I have a chance for them to move to me, and they are good again. Sweet Christmas.
Well, I don't know if they're good again. They're relevant again.
Relevant. Well,
I guess, potato, but...
All right, we already talked about the quarterback situation. As far as running back is concerned, hopefully you started DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, hopefully you did. You're going to want to start Spencer Ware there as well.
Yeah, I agree there. Wide receivers, we get 2 of these. I would play Amari Cooper and Kelvin Benjamin.
Agreed.
Okay, and that would make my flex Melvin Gordon.
Ooh, we are right on top of it. I completely agree.
Tight end, Rudolph or Jack Doyle.
I'm going to play Kyle Rudolph.
I might play Doyle. But it's a push for me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you could talk me into Jack Doyle in about 5 seconds.
Right.
And I could probably talk you into Kyle Rudolph in about 5
Not
seconds.
Not a chance, pal. Everybody else, we'll send you emails. Sorry, we're running out of time here.
Yeah, we have. That's right. Oddly enough, we do have something
lives to get
kind of
to.
like lives.
Yeah. You pick up Dalton, Fitz, Alex Smith, Tyrod, or stay with Wentz?
I would stay with Wentz this week.
Let's see. Dalton versus Wentz. Dalton's playing the 9th ranked. Wentz is playing the 20th ranked. Yeah, I'd stick with Wentz this week too.
Yeah. Now
Buzz says, "Hey Angie, the Cowboys suck."
Nice. Hey,
good job, Buzz. Check out buzzesbbq.com, everybody.
Yep. Gotta love it.
It's deliciousness. And Noonwater Diggs. I think we both went
Diggs.
Yeah. There.
We took Diggs over
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, so certainly over Enunwa.
Yeah. Well, Enunwa's playing Cleveland though. He's not playing Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a little different.
A little bit different, but still, I think it's Diggs.
Yeah.
Hopefully he recaptures some of the previous glory.
I hope so too.
That'd be nice. All right, bitches, enjoy your Sunday. We'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back with a waiver wire show. The show's getting shorter and shorter as options get less and less.
So is my question show.
Yeah.
Get a half hour. Week 1 I did well over an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, feel free to ask us DFS questions as well. We'll answer DraftKings things. It doesn't have to be about your league that you're 1-6 in or whatever. Mm. So anyway, all right, enjoy your weekend. We'll check you next week. See ya.
Love you, man.
Awful. All right.